Risotto's my specialty. I've made it that way voluntarily. 35 minutes, you stir, you stir, you stir. You have a foundation to put anything in. I can make it 150 different ways, all different. Creamy, and a little bit of cheese at the end, and a glass of wine, and that's what I eat at the end of my day when I'm working. I love rice. Arborio rice, this is my specialty. Arborio rice, one of the hardest rices you can find anywhere. This is super rafino, super refined. Someone's taken all the time and the trouble to make it perfect, plump, choose all the best ones. You never want to go through that trouble. And we're going to pow, right in the pan. Start it right away, because it's going to take about 30 minutes. I'm sealing in the starch. It's a very, very, very hard rice. But we want to toast it, so we release the starch slowly, and the rice is in. Here we go. So these are two different risottos done very similarly. We can see we're toasting already. It's looking good. We didn't caramelize the onions. We don't want any extra added sugar. Just going to give it a nice one there, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit because we want it toasted. Now, my other risotto is on the other side, and I'm going to sprint over that. Cameraman, I am going. Here we go. Okay, this is a very, very unique rice, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to add some rice to butter, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be a complete surprise. No onion. I'll show you that later. We're going to keep it a mystery, and we'll get this rocking. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Rice is just the seeds of a annual grass. That's it. It's very, very simple. There's 30,000 different kinds. Lucky for you, I won't try and show them all. A little bit of fresh juice. And you know, bottled juice is no substitute for using the real thing and getting your hands in it. And squeezing, putting a little labor of love. Oh, there we go. And I can hear my rice toasting. I can hear it. A good friend told me that a chef can cook risotto with his eyes closed just by listening to it. And you ready? The old shockaroo. Let's do a shock on this one here. You ready? Ted, catch this. Okay. Little lemon lime juice. Little zest. And we're flying. We are flying. We've deglazed the pan, but with citrus. We've used the acid to deglaze the pan. Now, let's get a little bit more heat going here. Let's get this nice and hot. And it's time for a little bit of wine. And you know something, anything dry, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay will work extremely well. And here we go. Okay, and here comes the angel share. Thank you. The Italians say that a arborio rice is born in water and dies in wine. And right now it's drunk as a skunk. And all we're going to do is sober it up with a little chicken stock. We want to absorb this. We want it to soak into the rice. We want everything. We want to get as much flavor in there. Cook it dry. Cook it dry. Cold wine, we want to shock it. And then cook it dry, and then we're going to start adding stock and bringing it back. It cooks slowly. You release the starch. I've sealed it. Now it's time to release it. Let me check a stir over here. Oh, this is looking perfect. And by the way, this is, you know, the citrus is going to go up quicker, so start adding the stock very slowly. And I'm going to just about cover it. We don't want to drown it. Just want to try and see it right under the surface there. Okay, back to my surprise. How we doing, Pat? Ah, look at that. Perfect, perfect. You're not going to believe what I'm putting in here. This is a little bit of water with cloves, star anise. Oh, wow, there's my share. Ah, look at that. Look at the color in that. This is a non-traditional. I'm sure a lot of traditionalists would say, what the hell are you doing with that? But this is going to be phenomenal. Give it a nice stir. Now you see I've got the rice just under the surface. I'm peeking at it. One more time. Wow! Very aromatic. And you know, straining a little bit more, and it's ready to go. Okay. Whew. I need a towel. Oh, wow. And it's for me. Whew. Well, the simplicity, because it's only 4 or 5 different ingredients. And I can say simplicity, but really it's the creaminess and the warmth of working with rice and having something that it's so simple, but it looks so complex, but it's just a flavor explosion. Anything you add to risotto explodes in the rice. Okay, what do you got there? What are we doing? Some pears and potatoes and garlic. We're almost ready. The symphony's almost ready. And let's do it. Sticky rice, highly glutinous rice. An odd rice because it's not cooked in liquid, it's steamed. This has been soaked 24 hours. You could do it in about 8, but 24 hours overnight. Put it in your fridge, put it in water, forget about it. And it is an absolute, take a look at this, beautiful rice. Just nice little kernels. Let me get this going here and take this top off. We're gonna steam it for about 10 minutes and put it through some cheesecloth so it doesn't strain through. We just want it to sit on top, and it's gonna breathe the vapors, and it's gonna release all that gluten. Perfect. We got it drained? 1, 2, 3, back over, not a big drip. Perfect. Okay, and covered. 10 minutes. That's simple. Anybody can do that. Let's go to the other side. I'm gonna prepare it 2 different ways, in very simple ways. But I have one finished. Ready? Wow, look at that. Shiny. And is it sticky? I don't know. Is it sticky? Wait a minute, hold on. There you go. That's pretty sticky. And if you look in your Oriental grocery store, or even in any grocery store these days has a lot of rice, it is labeled sweet. And, oh, it's sweet. It's just beautiful. I've got it simmering. It's not in the water. It's sitting over the water, which means I can cover it, let it sit for a bit until I need it. A la minute, to the minute, which means pow. I can take it anytime I need it, let it sit half hour. Ready to eat, everybody? Let's go. Pop it out. So let's do this 2 different ways. One in the pan, and one, I'm just gonna mix it in a bowl. A la minute, ready to go when it's ready. Okay, first, an egg. 1 egg. A little bit of butter. And some scallions. Oh, let's go a little faster than that. And I'm gonna do a little extra, because I want to do it for both dishes. And cilantro. Oh, here, smell this. You got, oh, it can't. Okay, let's do this. Get this chopped up. And you know, coarsely, it just gives it texture and makes it look like it's gonna jump out at you when you're serving it. So, a little bit of cilantro, a little bit of scallion, and I'm gonna mix it by hand. We want the egg yolk nice and incorporated, and we're starting to make our patty here. Lid off, rice in, plop. Perfect. And we're gonna give it a nice mix. And here comes the patty. You can see the color of the cilantro. See why I left it big? See why I left it big? It's gonna jump out at you. And we make a nice little patty. Am I gonna wash my hands? Why? I'm having fun. Here we go. I'm gonna slide it in the oil. Cook it on each side. We're gonna get it nice and golden brown on one side. And we'll make one more. A little bit of scallion, a little bit of cilantro, a little bit of soy sauce, but this is tamari. This is soy sauce that knows somebody. It's been allowed to age for about 1.5 years, and it's really, really smooth. A little bit of sesame oil, just a little bit, goes a long way. It's very strong. And some lime juice. And I like lime juice, so let's get a little bit more in there. And the rice. Now, a la minute, this is still warm. And when I made the patties, believe me, I've felt it. You can see it steaming. Well, you know something, Ted? I'm just gonna plop the whole thing in. I'm gonna peel this off and give it a good stir. And you can see it's starting to make a nice rice dish. Perfect on the side of any pork, chicken, fish, anything, just by itself. And you have a nice glutinous, sticky, sweet rice that's going to be perfect on the side of a plate. Ready to turn?
Oh,
Here,
yeah.
I'll get that back. Oh,
There you are, Chef.
okay, let's do it. Little chef secret, get the oil in the bottom, turn it over, put the oil back. Look at the golden brown on that. Just beautiful, absolutely perfect. colors. See how the cilantro stayed whole? Just perfect and crunchy. Excellent. Okay, guys, that was just perfect. I'm gonna go wash my hands. It's full of soy sauce, but that's okay. Risotto. Well, take pasta for existence. So many different shapes and so many different sauces, endless combinations, but risotto is rice. It's a handful of rice, and what you can do with a handful of rice with different flavors and adding different things astounds people. How's it looking, Pat?
Excellent.
Perfect, perfect. Let me take a look at it. Oh, it's just about al dente. You know, rice, arboreal rice is the starting point to your imagination. It adapts to any flavor. It's screaming for flavor right now. Anything I add is just gonna finish it up. This is al dente, just perfect. It is firm to the bite and crunchy to the, just slightly crunchy, not too crunchy. I'm gonna get my burner going here, and I'm ready to go. This is a more traditional risotto, something more of a side dish. And then I've got this wacky one over on the other side that's gonna amaze you. Get your kids to eat rice. This is my citrus, and it's gonna be just a little bit more stock here. Just needs a little bit of adjustment, a little bit of adjustment. Gotta keep adjusting, always gotta keep your eye on it. Wooden spoon, you don't want to bruise it. You don't want to make it unfriendly. You want to be it your friend. So let's blanch this watercress in boiling water like this. This is watercress and baby spinach. I'm going to take my wand here. I'm going to cook it very, very quickly for about 15 seconds, and then we're going to refresh it. We don't want to cook the minerals out. We want to keep the color, and we want to keep that vibrancy to it. The flavor is going to be just woken up enough. I put a nice flavor in my risotto. And you know, after standing here for 30 minutes and doing a gentle stir, I want everything perfect at the end. Let's get it in here and do this. All right, she's refreshed. She's ready to go. I'm around you. Hands on. Every chef, hands on is the best. Okay, we're gonna squeeze some water in here like this. Ready? Whoa, look at the water in there. We don't want that in a risotto. We got that stock in there, and the stock's got the flavor. There, perfect. So, into the blender. And look, nice and dry. Into the blender, a little bit of cold water, just to get it so it moves around. Let's make it dance a little bit. Chopping it up fine. Look at the color. Can you see look at the color there? It's perfect, absolutely perfect. And down. Pat, can you get this out for me? I want to finish this risotto. I'm dying to finish this risotto. And let's move it up to high. Let's go. A little bit of blanched carrot, celery, and onion. Nice color, nice flavor. We put it in at the beginning, would have overcooked eons ago. Give it a nice mix. Give it a nice mix. Ready to go? Let's do it. Oh, yeah. And here's the color trip. Perfect. Wow. Nice mix, nice mix. And the finale, fresh grated Parmesan Reggiano. You know, you're only as good, your dish is only as good as the ingredients you put in. Why not spend a little more and get the best cheese, the best flavoring cheese in Italy? Any hard cheese, you can't beat this one. This is perfect. Let's take a look, and look. I just want to get just the big bits out of here. Look at the color in that, just wow. And that, maybe a little sauteed scallops on top or a little chicken is going to make a perfect main course. Now we have our citrus. Get this thing out of the way. I don't want to bang you. This one is a citrus base. A little bit of creme fraiche. Here, can you get that? Here, whoop, got it. Okay, a little bit of creme fraiche. I'm going to try to get this incorporated. A little bit of asparagus spears. These have been pre-blanched. And now we got to be tender and gingerly. We don't want to bruise them because they've been carefully cooked and they're just going to heat thoroughly. Put our nice color in. And this is a phenomenal, phenomenal side dish. Now it's time to reveal the mystery. Chocolate risotto. What? Chocolate risotto? Never seen that before. bittersweet chocolate, rich and on a double, and it's on a bain marie. A little bit of water, keeps it nice and warm, away from the chocolate so we don't burn it. A little bit of whipping cream, and this chef's personal favorite, Grand Marnier. And you know, Mike, one thing about this stuff is always good to taste, and it's Grand Marnier, it is. There we go. Perfect. A little bit of a mix. A little bit of a mix. Incorporate the cream into the chocolate. See how it's starting to push together? And it's ready. Okay, into risotto. Fold it in. Can you believe we're doing this? Adding chocolate to arboreal rice? A sacrilege? No. This is one good way to get your kids to eat rice. That's guaranteed. Give it a nice incorporation. Nice incorporation. Wouldn't hurt to add just a little bit more whipping cream. And my God, look at the way it goes together. This is a really, really spanky rice pudding. And to finish it up, a little bit of hazelnuts, and voila. This is the ultimate rice dessert. Ultimate. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, that made me hungry. Wow. Well, rice with stuff in it is a fusion of flavors, where a risotto is the cream. The cream is so unique. The starch that's released in this special rice it makes it risotto. It looks so complex, but it's just the product. It's the rice itself that makes risotto. What it can do, just one little kernel of rice can put off so much texture and so much velvet. Here's a sticky rice recipe that's similar to risotto, but more into the tropics. Mangoes. Love mangoes. And that's fresh. I can smell it through. Little slice on the bottom, little slice on the top, and let's set it down straight. And we're gonna peel the skin off nice and carefully. We don't want to waste any of this. Look at the pulp underneath there, the color. Can you see the color in there? It's fantastic. And you know, it'd be a sacrilege to waste any of this flavor. We've got it skinned, and we'll trim off the bottom. And I had a little holding point, pow, pow, and we're ready to go. We do not want to waste any of this. Let's make a cut, and we'll start cutting it down. And there's a pit in the middle, so I'm just going to follow it around like that. And I've just about got it where I want it. You know, it's getting slippery. I can feel the juices in my hand. Perfect. All right, discard, discard, discard. A quick chef speed chop. Get it in nice little pieces, so it's gonna just fuse with the rice. Like, fantastic. A little cross cut. Good rhythm going here too. There, it dances over. And perfect tropical mango. Fantastic. A simple syrup. Simple, simple. Sugar and water, equal parts. And it's been brought to the point before caramelization. It's not gonna caramel. We're not making a sauce. We just want our cooking medium. And toasted sesame seeds. I put them in my toaster oven at home because I don't like to burn them. Put them on about medium toast and you won't burn. Okay, sticky rice. I kept it on the side. And a little bit of hand action here. Perfect. Let's get a good mix. Nice mix here. Now you can see I've got some simple syrup. That's my cooking medium, not unlike risotto. And I always like sugar in my coconut milk, and a little bit of salt. Add a little bit of coconut milk. Now this has been sweetened with a bit of sugar and a bit of salt. So you're gonna get a sugary flavor. You're gonna get a little bit of a salty flavor. And it's gonna just mix together and cook down and fuse all this together. You can see the sticky rice looks just like risotto. It's stuck together, but that's the gluten. That's not the starch. It's a perfect fusion of tropical flavors. Let's add the mango. Just gonna mix and bind it together, and it's so similar to risotto. Just gonna warm up the mango a little bit and open up its syrup and its juices and sugar and give it a nice taste. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. I'm in the tropics. You should never stop experimenting. You should never stop trying new things. I mean, you're gonna get yourself in a rut. Walk down your supermarket aisle, look what's available to you. It's like a palette. It's like every color in the universe. Try new things. Try using new tools, new techniques. Never stop trying to see what you can do, see what a chef does. Read the books, try the techniques, try new recipes. You have to keep going. You have to keep trying these things. Armed, dangerous, and hungry. Risotto, the textures, the flavors, the colors. It really is a springboard for a chef's imagination. Flavors and waves. And what I mean by colors, this is like an old master. This is like I took a canvas and painted this beautiful picture on there. The colors, everything springing about. And a chocolate risotto. I mean, who would ever think? Oh, wow. In my restaurant, once in a while, we get an order at 10 minutes to 10 minutes before closing. Somebody wants to have risotto. We put a quick curse on them. Once we get started cooking, the curse comes up because it's a love, it's a passion. Guys, you gotta try this with me.